Warning. Yes, this is a regression manhwa. Yes, the MC has bright blue eyes and black hair. Yes, every woman he meets falls in love with him and he doesn't catch on. But this is not slop. I repeat, this is not slop. So this trusty soldier is anchored. His dream is to become a knight, but right now he's just the leader of the very last team in his platoon and company, which only consists of a bunch of misfits and nutjobs. And Ankrit is a horrid soldier, because he's already 30 years old and still the very lowest rank regarding combat power. And one day on the battlefield he fights a soldier that's way stronger than him, and without even putting up a proper fight, Ankrit dies. But that's not the end of the story. He wakes back up again in his bed, thinking that this experience was just a bad dream. But during the course of the day he keeps on having deja vus, and when it's time for the battle he dies again. And could you guess? He wakes up in his bed again. But this time he realizes what happened. Every time he dies he awakes at the morning of his final battle. And now he could despair at the idea of eternally living the same day over and over and over again, and always dying against the same opponent that is just leagues above him in strength. By the way, that soldier isn't even a strong knight or anything like that, it's just a normal dude. That's just how weak Ankrit truly is. But Ankrit doesn't despair, he loves it. He sees this curse as an opportunity. The opportunity to fight again and again in real combat and get stronger doing it. He learns the in and outs of his opponents, trains his body, learns new techniques and sword styles until he reaches his final goal of becoming a real knight. So dying restarts his day. And it restarts of course until he's strong enough to overcome today's challenge, which he endearingly calls wall. And he needs to beat the wall. He can't just run away from the problem, because even if he were to survive a full day, which he has died on before, he would still get reset. And this is explained to us as being a curse. And we also see a figure, Charon, the boatman on the river Styx in the afterlife, talking to him every once in a while to discourage him, enticing him to just give up. So this dude isn't too supportive. And he doesn't do anything else but talk to him, but it does appear that he knows the future, because he will sometimes talk to Ankrit about the walls that he has yet to overcome. And something that we haven't talked about is how Ankrit actually does get stronger. He's a talentless loser and needed like 300 to 400 retries just to be the soldier of medium strength. He doesn't gain a special ability or can suddenly wield magic or turn into a necromancer like 99% of other MCs. The only thing he has going for him is his determination, and he's actually a pretty smart guy. And his way to overcome the walls is to learn from his band of idiots. They are called the Madman Squad, and they consist of Ram, the Barbarian, Ragnar, the Swordsman, Saxon, the Assassin, and Organ, the Priest. And those guys are strong as fuck. There's also this dude, Buzzy, doesn't actually fight. He's just smart. They teach him the skills over time and train with him every single day. All because he's their leader and admire his drive to become a great warrior. And only because he's such a great leader, they are willing to teach him stuff, because he's just so bad at every new thing he tries. But he knows that, and he's willing to put in every second of his day into training, which means that he gets just a little stronger. And he does get stronger, step by step, or even half a step by half a step. It doesn't matter how long it takes, how often he has to relive the pain of death, as long as it's just a little stronger than yesterday. He doesn't despair, he doesn't stop, and even though he theoretically has infinite time because of his curse, he still uses every single second of every single day, be it a reset day or a normal one, to train his body, mind, senses and skills. He won't give up until he breaks down the last wall and achieves his goal. A big part about his manhwa is Ankrit's connection with the other characters. He's special. He can inspire people, he enchants them, and they can't help but to teach him something. His determination is contagious. and I think that they admire his dream, and this makes them think of their own dreams that they stopped pursuing a long time ago. We see the admiration every once in a while in some beautiful moments of respect and thankfulness. And the thing is, which you will quickly realize, is that Ankrit over here is actually crazy. He doesn't just accept the fact that he will reset once he dies, he enjoys it. And he also loves meeting strong opponents. He loves losing because it means that he has the opportunity to learn something new and to get even stronger. And he loses a lot. Every time a new wall arises in front of him, he loves it. The harder, the better. The higher the wall, the bigger his smile on his face will be when he sees his new challenge. And what I like most about the manhwa is that when the MC meets his first wall, so basically the first time he dies, after overcoming that wall, he isn't just instantly OP. It takes him hundreds of tries to beat the first challenge, and even after that he's far from OP. He's actually now at the level of just a standard soldier. He does get significantly stronger after every wall he climbs, but never too strong. And this is purely logical, because we know that he's not that young anymore and that he basically arrived at the end of his potential a long time ago. Because he's been a soldier and a mercenary for a very long time, and he's still a pretty bad fighter, so it just wouldn't make sense for him to suddenly be good at everything he does just because he reset 100 times. Every time he tries to learn something new, at the start he's very bad at it. Every single thing he learns takes him tens to hundreds of tries for him to start to understand it. And that's still miles away from actually mastering the technique. 40 days to sharpen his senses, 80 days to learn how to discover traps, 100 days to learn the fundamentals of a single sword style. He requires endless repetition. He never instantly just gets it, and that's what makes the series and Ankrit as a character so special. It's also very funny to see him try something for the first time, and everyone always makes fun of him for being so bad at it. They also ridicule him for having such terrible instincts for fighting, and then he relives the same day about 200 times. But for everyone else, it's of course still the first time living the day, and when he tries the new technique now, he's suddenly already mastered it. This is just always funny to see. He needs to take his time to practice a single thing for days on end, and I think that is actually very cool to see. Because in many system or reset manhwa, the MC just gets way too OP way too quickly. And this is not the case here. He still needs to push himself every time he stands before a new wall, and most of the time he needs to push himself even harder than at the last challenge. The battles are also so cool, because the way they showcase every single technique that's being used, whether it be bloodlust or to focus on a single point during a chaotic giant battle. And just the fights by themselves also look stunning. You can follow the action easily, but there's still a lot going on in every single panel. Overall, the art is already good, but during the fights the art truly goes nuts, delivering beautiful and detailed panels non-stop. And what in the impact frame even is this? The character design is also great. Most characters in the show, but especially the Madman platoon, have very distinctive character features, so you will remember them very quickly and recognize them. Well, I could go on and on with praising this manhwa, but I think that's enough for today. Ankrit's character is really good, and I also love the show as a whole. You should really give it a chance. And if you like it, it will definitely hook you within the first few chapters. And then you've got about 100 chapters to fly through, and it just keeps on getting better and better. Okay, that's all. The manhwa grind continues, and the next video will probably be a longer look at one of the 5 manhwas from the previous video. But until then, stay safe guys, and bye.